I am here with Saman Yavari, entrepreneur, businessman, educator.
Yes.
What's going on, dude?
Pleasure to be here. It's been a great day so far, great week. A little bit humid, as you would know, but
Yeah, but
happy to be on here.
I was trying to crank on the aircon before Saman got here. And I can't have it on because it's so freaking loud. But we'll be right. We'll be okay. We're tough. Dude, so much cool stuff that you're doing. I really like when people talk about business online and that, often when I look at it, I often believe that they're trying to either sell you something or they're trying to scam you or they're trying to sell you a course or do something or maybe like something to do with like cryptocurrency and then just kind of bail and make some money. But what I really like is one, you're not like that at all. And you get your hands dirty with trying to do different jobs and businesses.
Yep.
One thing I really liked with what you do, because I was the fact that you were doing like going to the community service center and supermarkets to find little odd jobs to do.
Yes, yeah.
To like just tell people how they can make money off just little jobs that they can do. And if you just put your name up in these supermarkets or community centers, there's actually a way you can still make money like the old school way. And it's just something that I was like, man, I just never think about that stuff these days because it's so digitalized all the time. Trying to apply for jobs on like Seek or LinkedIn or whatever. And I'm like, the community stuff is still really key. And I was just like, I thought that was really cool.
No, I appreciate that. Yeah, like I want to try aim, like my target audience is I guess people who don't have a lot of money, right? Mm-hmm. And I feel like
and a bit younger people, would you say?
Yes, correct, yeah. And I feel like most content creators aim to sell a course, pay $1,000 for my course and I'll teach you how to do this, whatever, right? Mm-hmm. But a lot of people don't have that initial starting money to begin, you know? Yeah. And the thing they do have is time. Like you either have a lot of time or you have a lot of money, right? Mm-hmm. And when you have a lot of time, that's when you go out, do all the grind, the little things. And like, yeah, obviously it's going to take longer to get your first client than maybe popping up an ad. But I feel like you'll learn a lot more and plus it's free.
Yeah, because I think there's something like with the entrepreneur spirit, which is something we kind of both are. And it's something I don't often see too much now of like, I don't know, I'm not around enough younger people who are like willing to get, I guess, people to just be like, all right, I'm going to go and like do some cleaning jobs. I'm going to go and do some small little like dirty things. But I know that if I get these skills and I build up a client base, there can be a good business within that. Yes. And it's so simple. Like it's just simple, but it's just like not the nicest work to do.
Yes, absolutely.
But obviously a lot of people will pay for that, especially when it comes to cleaning and things like that.
Yeah, because I've got a commercial cleaning business now.
That's right. Yeah.
Yes. And then at one point I was working as a real estate agent. Mm-hmm. And real estate agent, you only get paid per commission. So only when you sell a house. So like when you sell a house, you get good money.
But until then.
Yeah, for 3 months, you might not get paid $1, you know? And
that's tough.
And there's so many expenses related to it. You got to drive everywhere. You have to pay for all your own marketing. So it gets very costly. And obviously real estate agents, you're meant to have a look, which I never cared about. But, you're meant to buy a suit, nice shoes, all of that. So during this real estate time, I thought, I'll do some odd cleaning jobs here and there. Became a contractor. And while I was cleaning, I was like, wait, why am I working for someone? Like, I could just do this myself. And then that's how I started the commercial cleaning business. Like, it's actually very simple when you think about it like that. It's not that deep, yeah.
Yeah, I think, like, that's something that gets a bit lost. I was talking to someone the other night. I went to, like, a marketing event, marketing club, and I met a guy who did, like, he was a sales rep for industrial cleaning.
Oh, yes, yeah.
My word, the amount of, like, the figures that he's not just making, but also for the business, the revenue that pulls is absolutely crazy. I mean, it's just like, but no one wants to do those jobs, obviously. But the thing is that there's so much business and potential in it. And I remember he was telling me about, like, even, like, cleaning car parks, and like how much revenue you can build from that, or like we're talking about like selling like road cones and things like that.
Yes, yeah.
All those things is everyday stuff that I think just be, because I know that you try and like talk to people about all the different jobs that you can get, like ways to make money. You had a video about different ways you can make money, and I just think there's so many opportunities really if you really put your mind to it. But I think with a lot of people in New Zealand, not all of us, some of us, I just think are more like, we all still looking for like wanting to work for someone, right?
Yes, yeah.
But the times have changed a lot. You've grown up, because how old are you, dude? Like 24, 25?
Yes, 24, yeah.
Right, so you've grown up a lot with like the digital, not just with socials, but I think with like creating your own profiles, getting your own personal brand out there.
Right, yes, yeah.
So there are people like me, like there's a bit of that in like, 'cause I'm 31. So imagine there is a bit of that, but it's not really for business and having like a personal brand. But you guys are so well equipped with it that you kind of, I feel like the younger generation are quite more entrepreneurial in some ways.
Yeah, I think the thing is, like, once you have a personal brand, people follow you for you, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you can technically sell whatever you want, and then people will buy it because it's you.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, no, and that's something that that's just kind of the way like we're heading to a lot more. Is
Yes.
more like people hire you or want to collaborate with you. I think in the future it's just the economy is going to look very different. Obviously, there's all the AI stuff as well and automation, which we can get into a little bit too. But it's having that personal brand and having already like kind of doing the work. Like yourself, to work on yourself rather than like, oh, I'm getting to learn these skills to work for somebody else.
Yes, yeah.
And I think that's quite a big difference with like the Gen Z and your guys' generation.
Yeah, and definitely. And the thing is, you can post about whatever. Like, it can just be you going for a walk or looking after your dog. I don't know. It could be anything, right? So I feel like it's a lot easier to just post about whatever you want, and then eventually you can think about monetizing it later. But if you work a job, you need the skills first.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
So yeah, how did you kind of get started in business? Like, what was appealing to you to being an entrepreneur?
So I guess I was probably, I don't know why, I guess I just grew up poor. That's like the basic story of everyone. I guess I started when I was 10 years old. I got like a flyer in my letterbox for like paper runs, and instead I had to be 11 years old. And then in my mind, I was like, why would I have to be 11? Like 11, 10, like it's the same, pretty much same age. Like, why does it matter for me, you know? And I called them and I like begged them saying, I'm a strong 10-year-old, like, please give me this job. And they said, yeah, sure. And after that, I kind of realized like, it's not about age or, you know, it's just about what you know and what you can do. And then as soon as I turned 15, again, still poor, immediately got a job at McDonald's. I applied on my birthday the minute I turned 15.
Damn. Solid.
Yeah.
You know what's funny, bro? I applied for a job at McDonald's and I went to trial it when I was 16.
Oh, yeah?
I didn't get it. I was too shit. I was doing the fries and probably fucked something up. I was like, man, that's the biggest, like, oh, man, cut me deep.
Hey, it probably worked out for you now, so it's fine, yeah.
But, yeah. So you worked at Macca's? Nice.
Yeah, and I grinded for 4 years, and just after a while, I feel like I've ended up becoming a department manager, which is one underneath the restaurant manager. And I was like, I've kind of learned everything. I'm starting to hate this.
Yeah.
Like, I work these ridiculous long hours overnight.
Shift work McDonald's is brutal, bro.
Nightmare fuel.
The people you meet in those in McDonald's, man.
Yes, yeah. I've had some crazy stories of people, you know, like someone came through the drive-thru with a shotgun.
Where?
This was in Glenfield McDonald's.
Glenfield.
Yeah.
Shit.
So some crazy stories there.
Was he trying to rob a McDonald's?
Yeah. I know. Out of all places, that's probably the worst place to pick.
What the fuck?
So yeah, a bunch of crazy
Because everyone
stories.
knows it. Like, people you work at the counters and say, I mean, there's the store managers, but most people are on minimum wage.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, what the fuck are these people gonna do?
And yeah,
they're not gonna give you like where's the money? It's like, I don't know.
And exactly, like McDonald's makes a lot of money, but it's not sitting in like a vault somewhere, you know. It gets transferred to the bank. Like,
yeah, exactly. It's like, dude, like I can give you like a lot of fries or something.
That's the best I can do. But anyway, yeah, I was just hating it at that point. And then I thought, okay, well, let me just try something new. And then I just started trying out as many side hustles as possible, thinking that there's got to be one, like a magical one that works. Side note, there isn't. There's not like a special formula, you know? Everyone's thinking
it's hard work. That's in the niche that you can find that works for you.
Exactly, 100%.
In a roundabout way.
No, 100% you're right. But I've just tried so many different things trying to find the one.
Can you list out all the different jobs you've tried? I'm interested.
Yeah.
Like, what have you tried? And this episode is sponsored by me. Do you struggle with sleeping, and particularly struggle with light and sound while sleeping? I think it's time you get the sleep that you deserve. My business, Infinity Sleep, specializes in sleep well-being products to enhance your sleep quality. I've been using sleep masks and earplugs for the past 3 years to help improve my sleep, and I'm so stoked to finally have ones that have been created for my own sleeping needs. If you would like to learn more about my business, Infinity Sleep, please visit our website, www.infinitysleep.co.nz. By making a purchase, you are directly not only supporting a local Kiwi business, but also this podcast. Use the promo code ONLYSCOTT15% and receive 15% off your first order. Go to www.infinitysleep.co.nz to get the sleep that you deserve.
I've tried all like the dropshipping, Amazon FBA, day trading, crypto, stock investments, like sales, door-to-door sales, like everything that you can pretty much think of, like all the content stuff. Only one I haven't tried is OnlyFans, maybe.
Yeah, not yet. Not that desperate.
Yeah, not that desperate. But yeah, just tried all these different things trying to find something, and I didn't. But the thing is, I learned something from each one, and I thought, you know what, let me just start making content about what I learned from each one and just document, I guess, the process. Because it wasn't, my content initially wasn't to monetize or to make money off it, but it was more so I can look back and be like, what have I done? What worked? What didn't? And then slowly over time, my content grew, and then I started getting sponsorships, all that sort of thing. Then I got into real estate, and then I started the commercial cleaning business. So I guess that's kind of like, I guess the cleaning business is technically my first business if you're not counting my content.
Yeah. So, but I guess like you just would have known to get into content, like in order to be a business owner. I've had this conversation here a few times. Like if you're not making content, it's like, it's going to be tough.
Yeah, in this day and age,
it's tough.
It's a lot tougher.
I think it's really hard if you're not trying to do anything have an online presence to showcase your business in some shape or form.
Yeah.
Even like, because I work in like performance marketing, and even I know like even the way that you do paid ads and how you do your website and that's changed crazily in the last like 2 years.
Yes, yeah.
How you approach it and how we view influencers now, and even that's changing a lot. Because a lot of like people talk about, I don't know if you've heard about this, like the follower count doesn't matter as much anymore because we're in like an interest media kind of phase. So I'm kind of interested in your opinion on that. Like, do you believe that having a big follower count is important as it was?
Most definitely not. The only thing it's good for is brands sometimes look at it and be like, oh, we'll pay this guy more because he's got more followers. But in terms of actually, like, if you're trying to sell a product or if you're just trying to get your name out there, followers pretty much doesn't matter anymore, which is crazy because at one point it was like the number one metric. Yeah. You know, everything was based on follower count, but now it's just view count. Like, I get some of my videos, like on TikTok, I've got like close to 24,000 now followers. Wow. Yep. But like some of my content gets 300 views. Like people just don't care, you know?
Yeah, it's interesting, because even like my podcast is quite small. Like I think on TikTok it's like 700 and something. But every now and again it will be like I'll get some silly weird amount of views, like 500,000. But then it will be like 200, 300. It's just so random.
Exactly, and it just depends on the content, not really. Like, people still follow you for who you are, but it's more so that they see your content and be like, oh, he's cool, rather than follow you, if that makes sense. Yeah.
Having even content that does really well and gets very popular doesn't guarantee people will even not just follow you, but buy your product either. That's always something even I've always found interesting with business is like, because even like for our business and that we do some collaborations with some influencers or people involved in the sleep industry or whatever. And it's not really about like, I mean, with followers, you look at it, but it's like, do people that even engage with us?
Yes, yeah, that's
sometimes
true.
you find people who have a lot of following, but no one engages.
Yes,
and that's sometimes where I found like I wanted the UGC content creators in that.
Yes,
like I get it, but I feel like that's kind of had its time.
It's very hit or miss. Yeah, like I still do quite a lot of UGC content.
Oh, you do?
But it's not like, I don't know, like it depends on the product, you know? It's more so the product. So. And I also don't like when UGC companies hit me up and say, follow the script. And it's like, yeah, sure, I'm making a UGC video to make it look natural. But when you're saying all these very salesy, words, it's hard to make it natural. And I think the point of UGC is to make it look natural, you know?
Yeah, it's meant to be more like you're trying to like, you're associating yourself with the product or the service rather than like, oh, here's the brand script.
Exactly, and I feel like it kind of defeats the purpose of it, but yeah.
One thing I want to, because one thing I've been doing a lot more at the moment with my business, and that is using like some AI tools to help me like automate a couple of things, especially like with the website and things like that. It's been quite helpful. However, I can't help but think that there's like two things going on that I'm concerned about. One thing is my critical thinking is probably going to slowly go down the toilet because I feel like using all these tools makes me lazy. I feel like I'm just kind of like almost asking a non-existent employee to do my work for me, you know? And then the other part I worry about is then when it comes to like especially digital work is how many people are going to be out of jobs. Like already, we're in very bad economic circumstances in New Zealand, cost of living crisis, all that stuff. But one thing I think about the most at the moment is I don't know if as a society we're ready to handle this like with the AI age kicking in.
Yes.
I don't think we're ready for it. I think there will be new jobs, but I don't know. I just feel like we're not ready to take that on board.
Yeah, I mean, New Zealand just hit its highest unemployment rate within the last decade. I don't know if you saw that recently.
No, I did. It's 150,000 unemployed?
Yes.
Something like that?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Well, yeah, it's a crazy amount. And it's just because all these jobs are disappearing, you know? And like, yeah, you're right. New jobs will be made up, but it's not enough to replace the jobs that are going.
Yeah, I don't think it will be.
Yeah.
I don't think it will be. Because even the only jobs I can think of really that are going to do well from that is like electricians, maybe.
Yeah, and I guess software programmers,
Some
anyone
programmers
in the tech kind of field.
Like maybe, but they need to understand, even like AI can probably do a bunch of that, but you have to teach the AI. But then if the AI already knows, then it's someone has to monitor it, I suppose. But.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard a story of this, this person who was coding an AI, and they've made this AI replace them because they taught the AI too much.
Yeah.
Which is pretty horrifying if you think about it. Like, that's some, I don't know, dystopian future.
It's weird, right? I just don't know if we're ready for it.
I don't think we are, but there's nothing. I don't think there's anything we can do to stop it. Unfortunately.
No, there's not. No, but there isn't. But I just when I've been working on things at the moment, I've just been thinking about that. And one thing I'm also concerned about is my own critical thinking. Have you thought about that as well?
It's actually gotten really bad. Like my creative thing. I think it's good to use like ChatGPT and different AIs for like mundane work, which doesn't require creativity. But when you start using it for things that require creativity, then your brain just starts getting dumber and dumber. I tried to write, I was trying to apply for a funding application for the studio, and just my brain was just not functioning the way it used to from school. And I think it's just because I've become so reliant on AI, which is dangerous. Yeah.
Yeah, because also they have all your data, right? As well. That's another whole thing. I mean, social media's already had your data for ages, but it does make you think with all these AI tools and having all this data about what you're entering and what you're asking and what it's getting trained on. Yeah, it's kind of freaky. But again, is it just going to be we're going to end up like the movie WALL-E? Is that what's going to happen? Or are we going to end up like it's a movie that came out in the 2000s that is it called Idiocracy?
I don't know that one.
It's a movie kind of about, it's a little bit older, but it's about like a society where everyone's just really dumb because
okay.
I think I can't remember the plot of the movie, but I think it's just basically not just like robotics have taken over, but like no one just thinks anymore. And it's kind of it's Idiocracy, that's what it's called. So I have to watch that again. But that sort of reminds me of where we're going to, like a mixture of that and like WALL-E, where we're just all fat and just like sitting on chairs and robots do everything for us. But then none of us have like any thinking going on.
Yes, yeah.
Because we're just relying on AI to think for us.
Yeah, I mean, I forgot what country it was, but one of the countries, a senator of the country is an AI like avatar to make decisions on laws in the country. Yeah.
Where's this?
I don't know. I forgot. It's some third world country. But it's crazy to think about that. I guess they're thinking that humans can't really be trusted because they'll be biased, whereas an AI won't be biased. But you can program an AI to be biased. Exactly.
AIs are biased. They're based off humans anyway. So of course they're going to be biased.
Yeah, but it's just crazy that you're, I don't know, letting a computer run your country in a sense.
That is crazy. Because also, what data are they pulling from? You can manipulate data.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I just think it's pointless. But I guess from the people's perspective, maybe it sounds better. But in reality, it's not.
I don't think so. So tell me about your studio you have. Is it First Generation Studios?
Yes, yeah.
Tell me about that.
So First Generation Studios is a creative studio. So we do podcasting, content creation, and the main one is music recording. So I started up it's been maybe around 2 years now. And my two mates initially found the spot just to record their music because they're artists. And then I was going in there at 4 a.m. making content. And then I thought, why don't we just make this a business, rent it out to other people? And since then, we've actually grown quite a bit. So we do events as well.
Nice.
So the musicians who record at our studio will run a music event and they can perform. They get paid. It's kind of win-win. So yeah, it's been great so far. I've been enjoying that. And that's kind of what I'm trying to shift my focus on. Mainly the studio and my content creation rather than the cleaning business because it does get mundane. Definitely great that I'm really grateful that I started it. But it's not going to be my long-term forever business. Yeah.
But something else, something you've probably learned so much from doing it.
Yeah,
and hard graft work like that, because you're actually doing the cleaning as well.
Yes, yeah. Not anymore, but I did. Yeah,
you were doing it, so
yeah,
that's cool, man. It's admirable. to do that kind of hard graft work to then, you can sit back and look at it and be like, yeah, I really gave it 100%.
Yeah.
And then got my hands dirty with it. So
I actually think that's probably one of the biggest tips for like people wanting to start out. Like, do the hard, stuff first. Like, otherwise you're not going to, like, when something else happens later on, you're not going to be able to fight through it. Like, a lot of rich people, they just pay people to sort all their problems out, right?
Of course.
Yeah. But if you don't have that kind of, like, money...
Most of us aren't in the top 10%.
Exactly.
Or 1% or whatever.
You need to go through that grind in order to understand all the pains and all the lessons.
But then I guess if you run the business, like, if you don't know what the grunt work is, then it's going to be pretty tough to run it long term, I think. If you're that out of touch and don't have the money. I mean, if you got the money, then sure. But if you don't, then it's going to be really hard.
It's pretty funny because there's so many owners who are just completely out of touch with their own business. And like,
if yeah, plenty of those.
And if they don't care about it, that's fine, But if you actually want to scale it and grow it, you need to look after your people and understand all the ins and outs.
Yeah, no, for sure. I definitely agree with that. Well, I was also gonna yes. So for people like I suppose talk about, you did a video on minimum wage in New Zealand and what it can actually get you. And it's obviously not much.
Yes.
What a surprise.
Not a lot.
Because is it $23.50 right now? I think it's $23.50.
Yes, $23.50. It's going up in April by like a couple cents. But
right.
Yeah, right now it's still $23.50.
Because we were talking before as well about in New Zealand, because we're such a small country, we're talking about how to like make business and that. And going on the fact of minimum wage, like minimum wage is the minimum amount of money that you need to be able to have a living. To be able to sustain a living, which obviously means paying the rent, groceries, etc., which you proved on the video, like a lot of it is like nearly impossible.
Yes, correct.
I just wonder how most people do it, who are living minimum wage. I mean, most people just get on the benefit in this country, to be honest. Let's just be honest.
Exactly.
People just get on the benefit.
You need to. I think you kind of need to. Like, otherwise it's so difficult. Like, I genuinely don't know how a lot of people do it, because like, especially if you have kids, it makes it so difficult. And like, you can't be working 80-hour weeks. Like, it's not reasonable for you to be doing so. I mean, I'll do it, but if you have...
But we're not all cut out for entrepreneur lifestyle.
No, but it shouldn't have to be that way.
No,
it
shouldn't. It shouldn't have to be that way.
So yeah, I just find it insane that a lot of people, and like, it's not easy to budget in this country either.
No.
Like, you try to live cheap, but like in some countries, there's this, how do I explain it? It's a lot easier to live cheap. Right? Bread's super cheap, rice is super cheap. You buy your bare essentials, right? But even here, when the bare essentials are expensive, very difficult to do that.
Yeah, and that's something that obviously the big one there is looking at like supermarkets and like the monopolies that we've got, and like something needs to be done to break these, because it's just gotten to such a point where you've got two, foodstuffs and it's Woolworths, but
yes,
is a Woolworth Group or something?
Yeah.
But anyway, so we've got that's all we've got, because even like the Foursquares are owned by foodstuffs now. I think.
Correct. Pack and Save, New World, Foursquare, all the same owner, which is crazy to think about. Like, you have two options at the end of the day. That's it.
And because they just don't have enough competition, and we've got too many people also leaving.
Yes.
So that's also something that's really unfortunate, but I get it.
Yeah, 100%. Like, Australia's not that far away. And like, moving to Australia doesn't mean that all your problems are going to be solved and whatnot.
No.
But if you are able to get, higher pay and things are slightly cheaper, it kind of makes sense to make the jump. Yeah.
It's like, I just want to have like a bit of a nicer life of like, I don't need to be overtly stressed about my bare essentials.
Yes.
I can live a little bit more comfortable and have more job opportunities. I mean, like...
Definitely.
Who doesn't want that?
Exactly, yeah. And I think that's probably why I'm really like motivated to make my content, because like, I'm not saying like, hey, do this side hustle and you can become a millionaire, That's not my goal. But if you can make even an extra $200 to $300 a week, that can help someone significantly, Yeah.
What are some jobs that you can think of right now that people could do like relatively easy upon entry to get into to start a side hustle?
Yeah, like a side hustle or like a job?
Let's talk about side hustles, because most people listening probably have jobs.
Yes, yeah. It's actually interesting when a lot of people ask me this, and I feel like the question just really varies depending on what you're interested in and your skill set. But the thing is, everyone has a skill set, right? And you can just use that skill set to make you money. And I know it's very vague and it's probably not the advice that people want to hear. But there's heaps of like one-off jobs that you can do. You can jump on like Student Job Search, Trade Me Jobs, Seek, Facebook. There's so many cash jobs on Facebook as well. And like, it's just whatever's suitable for you. Like, if you can lift stuff, lift stuff. Like, there's all these different things. And I think a big one is, again, like we spoke about, not a big fan of it, but if you need quick money, UGC, there's tons of opportunities out there and you don't need any experience. You don't need a following. They just want someone who can speak on camera. But for a lot of people, they don't want to do that. But yeah, they're just basically so many options, and it's just whatever you're comfortable with and what you're good at.
So I guess for most people, let's say, because I guess if you're like, for example, in the trade field and that, because often if you're in the trade field, you can't really take on contract work because they're based on contracts. So I don't know. I suppose there are some like odd jobs you could pick up, and I suppose it's just how much extra work you want to do on top of your job. But most people are in situations where they work probably 40, 50 hours a week.
Yeah.
And to try and then slot in like another job on top, it's people are just like not interested in that.
Yes, that's true. Yeah, like there are a lot of digital things you can do from your phone. I do a lot of focus groups and research sessions, which is pretty simple. That's just basically when you go in, you give your opinion about something. I've tested like a lot of drinks that's like hasn't.
Oh, bro, what's that first one? I got to get on that. I got a million opinions.
That's fun because and you can just be honest as you want. They want like honest feedback.
Sign me up.
So I do a lot of those as well. Yeah, there's a lot of things that you can do. But I guess, it depends on your time. But that's pretty quick to do, and it can pay you like $200. Another one is extra work. A lot of TV shows want like background characters. It's actually interesting. Like we have a lot of TV shows that are filmed in New Zealand.
We do. Yep.
Yeah, which is cool. And it's pretty easy to apply as a background extra, and all you have to do is walk in the background. Like it's not anything crazy, right? Yeah,
that's also, I just think it's just a place where people can find these a bit easier. Because I think when people get trapped in their jobs, or they feel trapped, they get this kind of mindset of like, oh, if I move, it has to be big. It needs to be a big move,
Yes,
and the economy's not in a good shape. Jobs getting, people getting made redundant, or losing jobs, or jobs not existing anymore. I think just a lot of people are kind of a bit fearful.
Yeah.
Because it's like, it's a big jump, but it doesn't need to be a big jump.
Yes, correct. Yeah, like start by making even like $50 extra a week, right? And then you can think about it scaling it later. But you need to start something. And I think a lot of people are scared to start, especially I'm sure you've had this, like a lot of people want to become content creators.
Yeah.
And they say, I don't have like a 4K camera. I don't have this microphone. I don't have this. Like, you've got a phone. Like, start with your phone.
Yeah.
Get something out there and then focus on improving it later.
Yeah, 100%. I think it's just like just to get started. It's always the hard part. It's like with anything, it's always the first part. But it takes, and also time, as most people are very impatient.
Yes.
It's like I found that with people, even like people who start little businesses or start little projects, and they're just like, there's no people don't want to, don't like, you might suck for 5 years, but
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
that's just kind of the game.
Yeah. Especially when it comes to content, especially now.
Oh yeah, it's so oversaturated. And you're also competing with there's also AI coming for content jobs too.
It's actually insane. Like, sorry, we're going back to the AI topic, but I saw like AI influencer, and apparently they're getting very popular where like it's not a real person, but they post.
Same with musicians as well. Have you seen that?
Yes, I've seen a lot of AI music come out.
Yeah.
And the thing I hate that it sounds good.
Yeah, I know. Of course it does. Because you got impersonated. I saw a video. You got impersonated. Someone took your your photo and then made like a AI.
That was terrifying.
Sale video or something, trying to sell something.
Yeah. So I had a hook. One of my hook of videos the hook for one of my videos was like, I don't know, I made X amount of money doing this, and then they used my voice with an AI voice imitator to then show this this Telegram group. I don't know what was in the Telegram group. It'll be some sort of course that you'd get scammed on, I'm guessing. But it's just insane when I saw that because it sounded like me. And it was just scary to think that it's so easy to get scammed now, you know?
Oh, yeah. It's so easy to get scammed. And I just wonder, and I've talked about this on here a lot, so I apologize for listeners, but I haven't talked about this, Saman, is about the humanless internet theory. Have you heard about that theory?
Yes, yeah.
Do you reckon we're heading towards it?
Unfortunately.
Yeah, because I think it was a few years ago. I think 2022 was the last year where social media platforms I think Meta. I think it might have been about Meta. Like the last year where there was like growth on the platform. So ever since then, people have been coming off leaving the platform.
Oh, even now?
Yeah. So 2022 was the last year, if I'm not mistaken, was the peak of people signing up to social media.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought it would be growing.
Nah, it's going down.
That's very concerning. I've actually seen, I forgot, there's the famous streamer, and he's just got an AI version of him just reacting to brain rot content on TikTok, and he posts 10 videos a minute, and that's all he does. But yeah, there's a very high chance that just all these, I don't know, eventually majority of influencers will just be non-existent people.
Yeah.
There's even some apps. I don't know why anyone would download this, but I keep seeing ads for these apps. It's like Instagram, but you're the only real human on there. Have you seen those?
No, but I've heard about the AI forums. That's scary as fuck.
Yeah, but like
with all these different like language models talking to each other, and it's just like
yeah, but why would you want that?
like, yeah, I don't know why we do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was gonna say like with not with the AI. Something else I wanted what we can talk about as well is within New Zealand is we're talking before about with doing business. It's very easy to register a business.
Yes. Yep.
And that's something that in where we are, we're kind of lucky we can do so because overseas, generally to be a registered business takes a lot of time, few years. Because you're also half Japanese, right?
Yes, yeah.
That's right. So I know in Japan it's quite hard, I think, to get registered as a business. It takes quite a few years. But in New Zealand, it's straight away. But then the hard part in New Zealand is then making money and trying to be a sustainable business. Whereas in Japan, because the population's like, 125 million people?
Yes, exactly.
There's a lot more people. It's easier to at least keep yourself afloat or make some, or like, pay your bills when you start the business.
Yeah, like in order to do really well here, you have to absolutely be exceptional and completely stand out.
I was saying before, you need to be like a monopoly.
Yeah,
essentially.
Yeah, whereas in Japan, you can open another ramen shop, like sell noodles, There's like 50 million around you, but because there's so many people passing by, you'll still make a living.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And that's something I feel like that's the issue we just have with being a small country, small population, and also, the other issue we have with Auckland is our CBD is just like kind of dead.
Yes.
I mean, they put a lot of work in at the moment to downtown with like Commercial Bay, which I think has helped a bit with bringing people back.
Yeah.
I say a bit. But the viaduct, I have noticed it has had a little bit of a resurgence. Not quite what it was 10 years ago.
Definitely not.
But the CBD itself, it's kind of wild to think like a city's center of where you would have all your shops and commerce and everything is just like dead.
Yeah, and so many stores up for lease because just people
You've
can't
got
afford.
prime places of like real estate on corners where like you'd be like Wellesley Street or like Victoria Street. So people who aren't from Auckland, these like the big like crossings in Auckland City where people like hundreds and hundreds of people probably in a day, like used to be thousands of people would cross over.
Yes.
Now there's probably like not that many.
Yeah.
and it's like prime real estate. It's very expensive as well, but these places, if you had a shop on the corner on some place on Queen Street, you're going to make money.
Yeah,
and
no,
you're
it doesn't matter.
Fine.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Those days are gone.
100%. Yeah.
And that's crazy to experience as well.
Yeah, like before I always used to believe that like in order to just make a living, you don't need an exceptional business. You can just copy paste what already exists. For example, like cleaning business. There's heaps of cleaning businesses, right? You don't need to be anything special to just make a living. You're not going to become a billionaire off this. But now I disagree with that in a sense. And I think the main thing you have to be focusing on is keeping your overheads as low as possible. Because with a cleaning business, I don't pay for lease, I don't pay for electricity, none of that, right? I've got like the equipment, my staff, that's it. Like it's very minimal overheads. But I think a lot of people go into businesses without experience. A lot of hospitality is closing down just because the overheads and expenses are ridiculous.
It's huge.
Yeah. And like even huge successful businesses, like for example, we talked about earlier, EB Games. Like,
yeah, EB Games. Yeah. Because it's also kind of crazy within New Zealand as well. I was saying before about those legacy businesses that have shut down because we also had Smith and Co's, which was around for over 100 years. So it's like no one's safe, even like these large scale businesses, unless you've got, I guess you'd have to have some overseas influence in another market. In some sense, if you're a big brand, unless you're the Warehouse Group and just own heaps of...
Even the Warehouse Group was struggling a few years ago. Like they were making losses each year. They've started turning it around now, but still, if the Warehouse is struggling,
if the Warehouse is struggling
to open a small business, damn.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's why a lot of people are also going into media or online work where they can get clients from overseas. Just because the New Zealand market is dying. And I'm not saying like a New Zealand business is all doom and gloom. Like I'm sure you can still make it, but it's significantly more work than it used to be 10 years ago.
Yeah, I think so. And I just, like you said, like with overheads, like just if you think about those businesses on like, the middle of the city trying to maintain like, rent. And then if you're like running a little restaurant or if you're running a takeaway shop or even just a cafe, and you've got to pay staff. And then I'm surprised there's not more closing down sometimes.
Yeah, I think a lot of them are like just taking losses, from even years possibly. But when you put so much heart and soul and like investment into something, you're scared of like losing it, but it just keeps bleeding money.
Yeah.
I think in a few years' time, we'll see a lot more close down, which is very sad.
It is. It becomes a cash. I've been reading a book actually called Profit First. Still haven't finished it, but it's that talks about your business becomes a cash eating monster. Because if you don't look after it properly, it just wipes out all your money.
Yes.
And you just have to keep feeding it, and then it gets out of control because you don't have like good structure of like your bills or your accounts and your taxes and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So I found that really interesting.
Yeah, because people try to do too much at a time, you know? They try to hire all these different staff members, have 100 different products or whatever it be, you know? And you can't do that anymore. You got to start basic and then invest little by little rather than dumping a lot of money at once.
Yeah, for sure. Have you been on just going back to AI? Just something else that's quite big in the marketing space it's now got ads on it. Have you seen that? Like ChatGPT. So if you go on there and put in like prompts and that, so the free versions all have advertising on them now.
Do they in New Zealand?
Yep.
Oh, because I remember hearing that they're going to trial launch it in the US a couple months back, but I didn't realize it's come to here yet.
Yeah, and also like Google, like Gemini now does shopping recommendations.
I see.
In it as well. So that's really interesting because that changes the game a lot with how you do like SEO for your website and that. Do you do much? Have you ever done much like website development or like SEO work?
I don't do it myself, but I do. I've got a mate of mine who does it for me.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and I do. It's very crucial for sure. I understand it, but I don't know the ins and outs of it.
Yeah. Because the big thing that because I had like a marketing event the other night and I had a guy who works in like SEO web development, and he was telling me now like I kind of known this for a bit, but it like really like hammered the point of you have to when you make a web page now, you're making it for humans and AI.
Which is sad again.
Again, it's sad, but
it makes sense. Yeah.
And what's funny at the moment, currently, AI when it looks at your web page, it's actually kind of lazy. It just picks out the key points that someone is prompting into the language model. So when it like say for example we say like what's a good cleaning business in, let's say, like Papakura or whatever, like a local area. And then it will be like, so then the way that it will search is like, what's like got good ratings and what's a good cleaning business, and give like a bunch of options. But then what it will look for is like, and how it will like rank them is based upon like short questions and answers about the services. So like FAQs,
yes,
and then what was the other one? It was like just overall, like obviously good. It's not just reviews that matter, and then also forums are really important. Reddit.
Oh yes, yeah.
So Reddit adds a lot of I guess brownie points when if you have your website on there and people are mentioning it and talking about it, that also fuels the AI models to pick up your business.
It's actually quite interesting because when I've put in a few prompts to ChatGPT, it shows the sources. A lot of it comes from Reddit, which is pretty funny because Reddit has a lot of answers, but it's not 100% accurate, most of the time. But it is pretty interesting to think that a lot of, I guess it scans Reddit as one of the primary sources of information, which is crazy.
Yeah, I think it's just people trust it. There's a lot of trust in Reddit. I think when it comes to business and like products and services,
that's true.
Because most people won't go on some people bitch on Google reviews, but if you really want to, most businesses, you have to probably be a bit of a medium business to have like a lot of threads about you. But if everyone's bitching about you on Reddit and saying how horrible you are.
That's true, yeah. And Reddit's pretty funny because you can find like very specifically what you're looking for. Have you ever come across that? It's so funny. You search on Google,
incredibly specific,
and then like nothing, and then like some guy on Reddit 8 years ago asked the same question that you're trying to ask.
Yeah, that's always buzzy. But it's just the way that we like businesses and I would say entrepreneurs have to think going forward, and now with digital, it's very different. Like the way, because I've been doing digital marketing now for about 5 years now, and like even when I started, like it's changed so much since then.
Yes, yeah, it's pretty interesting because a lot of people have come up to me and said that AI is a wave, like it'll go away soon. I don't think it will.
It's not going.
No, I don't see it going anytime soon.
There's so much investment in it as well, and then I think just. Like even like I've been using it and I'm just like, man, this is getting too good. Like even like the video quality now, like there's Sora 2, if you've seen that. And there's also like another Chinese one I saw. I think just
DeepSeek or
no. It's like a video one, particularly to like images. That's crazy.
There's been a lot of times like before, like I'd send something to my mum and then she can't tell it's AI, you know, or she'd send something to me, be like, look at this. And I'm like, it's obviously AI, right?
Yeah.
Now I can't tell.
Yeah. Now we're all struggling to tell.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Unless it's got a watermark or something.
Yeah.
Like, I remember like my boss, he had a video he took, and like on the video it was like on top of the opera house or something. And I was like, oh, that's a cool video. And then it's like, oh, it's AI. And I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
Did not realize that.
Yeah, like I'm in a really weird space as a business owner about AI, because obviously, like, it makes your life easier, right? Like, why would you pay someone $200 for marketing when you can get AI to make it for you, you know?
Yeah.
But then, like, we can't keep relying on it forever, because then it just...
I think it's also like nuance as well, right? Like, can AI really understand the nuance? Because if you don't have the knowledge of all the nuance, then neither does the AI is not going to give you that answer. Whereas someone who does have the experience, they will be able to use their AI better.
Yes, that's true, yeah.
So that'll be interesting. Because I've been trying to dabble with like Claude and that, doing like coding and things, and there's some parts where I'm like, oh, it's stuffed that up actually.
Actually, yeah, how have you found Claude? Because I haven't used it that much. Like, I know about it.
I have found it really great for like some back end things on, because on the website I've got, it's on Shopify. So it just helped with some of the coding and like just some of the back end HTML things. But I have found it pretty awesome for that stuff.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I need to give it a go, because I keep seeing more and more new ones come up.
Yeah.
And I think to get ahead into the business, like in the business game, is to jump on the new ones, learn it quickly before anyone else, and like use it as an advantage.
Yeah, I mean, it's I was speaking to a girl. She owns like a B2B SaaS app and has like her own business, and she wrote like a post on LinkedIn about how like she doesn't have really any digital staff anymore. And I was like, that's crazy. And I was like, and she's like, I use Claude now to do a lot of his work. And I'm like, so I asked her, I'm like, show me. So we had a call and stuff. And I was like, oh, you're not wrong.
Yeah, like that's the thing. Like,
because you can even do it with like Facebook, like Meta ads and Google ads and whatever. You can have it do, I might be out of a job myself, but it's like, you can use it to do a lot of that.
Yes, yeah. I've had like also people reach out to me saying that like, I don't know, you can use our AI system where you just write the script, and it's your avatar, which apparently looks very real. You just make all the videos, so you don't ever have to be on camera ever again. Weird to think about.
Yeah, it's weird to think about.
Yeah.
But yeah, yeah, it's just like the world's changing like so quickly. It's just like, what was I going to ask? I was like having a look. I think there was, so you said you did a bit of crypto for a bit.
Yeah, still in a little bit here and there.
Still in a little bit. What's your thoughts on it at the moment?
Well, it's down at the moment, but I do not financial advice, but I do see it recovering in the long term, and I do think it's good.
We're just talking about Bitcoin here. Are we talking about like Ethereum or? Yeah,
I'd say the big ones are like Bitcoin, Ethereum, mainly those ones. There's a few others like BNB maybe, but I think a lot of the minor ones may disappear and lose a lot of money.
Do you reckon we're past the point of people like trying to do like crypto scams, or do you reckon that's still going to be around?
No, it's still around, unfortunately. I know a lot of people who've been, caught up in crypto scams. It's so easy because it's just, you can't trace it back,
No.
So once you send it, it's gone. But yeah, no, I think crypto will be around for a while, but it's just, you got to be very careful with it because it's such a volatile asset.
Yeah, I never really got into it. I think I tried doing some of like Ethereum, and I tried it for a bit, just a little bit, just to sort of see how it would go. And I was like, because some people do like crypto mining. Have you ever done that before?
I've never done it, but I know people.
Yeah.
I'd get kicked out of my house, like the electricity fees.
Yeah, it goes crazy. Some people do that, crypto mining and that. But something, because I've done like stocks and things, but something, people use AI now for the stock market.
I use AI for stock market.
Oh, you do?
Market. Yeah, I do.
How do you find it?
It's actually, like, so far, it hasn't been, this is not financial advice, it has not been wrong, which is insane. Yeah,
that's crazy.
So I usually ask, like, this is how long I want to invest for. I'm planning to put this much in and I want maximum returns. Give me companies. It'll give me certain companies and I'll invest in those companies. And so far, it's been great.
Wow.
Yeah, which is crazy.
Is that like, do like ChatGPT or something like that?
Literally just ChatGPT, yeah.
Damn, that's crazy. Yeah. Damn, I might have tried that as well, because I was doing it like for a bit just on like S&P 500 and a few of those.
Yes, yeah.
But yeah, sometimes you got to be careful. Like if you just do like Tesla or like Meta or like the big companies, because especially Microsoft right now, it's like whoa, it's tanking hard. Yeah. But buy the dip, so.
Yeah, buy the dip. Yeah, I've been into Tesla for a long time, and it's been always such an up and down journey.
Yeah. And so you got to be quite careful. I think some people think it just is real steady, and like if you go with like was that NZ top funds or like the Dow Jones or maybe things like that, they're pretty stable. But some people just be like, oh, I'll get on the stock market, I'll just invest in like Microsoft or something, and it's like, man, these are volatile, man. Like, you might lose that money.
But the thing is, like, I'm kind of at a stage where I don't really check it anymore. I've got like auto investments. So have you heard of dollar cost averaging?
No.
So dollar cost averaging is basically like, instead of buying a lot, like putting a lot of money in one time and like praying it does well, each week I just put like $20 in, for example, into one stock, and then over time, because long term generally in certain stocks, it's not financial advice again, a lot of them go up. Like big companies will grow. It's like up and down, but if you look at the bigger picture, it's kind of slowly goes up. So if I'm putting in $20 each week rather than dumping a lot of money in at once, it's generally safer, if that makes sense. Yeah. Because then you buy at the top, you buy at the bottom. It kind of averages out to be okay, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I think it was like you're drip feeding.
Exactly, yeah, that's the best way to put it, I guess, yeah.
And yeah, that's good. Oh, well done, man. Yeah, when I was like, I wasn't doing much with stocks. I think I started like, when probably I was 25 or something, I think I tried it. But then, like it's, I just never put like, you have to be doing it all the time, like investing if you want that return, but it can be a risky game.
Yes, yeah, and that's unfortunate. Like with crypto and stocks, very risky game, but it's like high reward, high risk.
High reward, high risk. Yeah, because I do wonder with like the future of crypto, because there wasn't what was it, El Salvador? Didn't they make Bitcoin their main currency or something?
Yeah, is that still? I remember reading that headline, but I don't know if that went through. But yeah,
it's interesting, like having like having a cryptocurrency as your main
but that being said, I've seen a lot of like dairies like near my house. They have like ATM Bitcoin, like ATMs.
Really?
Yeah, like you can like deposit and withdraw crypto. I don't know exactly how it works. I've never tried one of them, but it's crazy that there's crypto ATMs now in New Zealand. Because like I don't know any stores that take them as currency, if that makes sense. But I feel like it's setting them up so that in the long term they will take it as currency.
Yeah. You know what I still have in the back pocket is NFTs, bro.
I was literally thinking about that. I've got a handful. The amount of money I've lost.
Oh, man, that did not work out, the NFTs.
No. And like,
NFTs did not work out.
And again, it's one of those things where I'm not too sure if it'll come back. You know what I mean?
I think those days are gone.
Yeah, I think those days are gone as well.
But that was a huge fad. I remember I was buying like comics and stuff.
Oh, yes.
It was kind of cool because you can read them as well. But it was like, NFT, comics and like some action figures, but it's kind of, I think about it and I'm like,
I've got one of the V friends, Gary V's.
Oh, yeah, Gary V's. Yeah, he went hard on it.
Yeah, and I'm still holding that. I think it's down like, I don't know, $4,000 or something. I'm just
one day
holding on to it. Yeah, one day it'll go up.
It'll come back.
Nah, I don't see it. But that's interesting, how like things just come and go like that, which is insane. Because I think, like I mentioned before, some people are saying that about AI,
sure,
which I don't think is the case.
No, well, people thought that about with the internet initially.
Yeah,
I mean,
actually,
it's interesting. There was or like my parents' generation especially, maybe a bit older, it's like there's a time period where it's like, why would I learn computers? It's not going to be around.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy to think that now, but that was a thing. Like, it's like, well, computers are they going to get good enough to be able to take the job? Yes, they can.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you've seen this clip. It's one of my favorite clips. It's like Bill Gates on TV, and he's talking about the internet, and Bill Gates is saying like, oh, you can watch like sports games live, and the radio like host is mocking him, being like, oh, we've got the radio, like, you don't need, what's the point of the TV? And he's like, oh, you can see the picture as well. And they're saying, oh, you can read the newspaper to see the pictures, and now the newspaper and the radio is pretty much going out of business with the internet still going up. So pretty funny that people always just mock things and say it's never going to work.
Oh, when something's new, right? When something's new and it's like fresh and it hasn't like quite got itself integrated into like mainstream society. The most interesting one I remember watching, I've spoken about this on here before, was the guy who invented the Ethernet internet cable.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It's been around since the 70s. So the actual like network cable. I mean, it was like what's it like category like 1 or something, right? Like way back. I don't know if you know much about. I used to work as a tech, so
I don't know much about it.
Used to work like. But anyway, he had it like made ages like 70s. It's an American guy, and I think it was originally just like replace like landlines and that like with their cabling. I think it was like to produce the amount of cabling that was required. And it was a it's genius invention. Obviously, we use it every day. now, but back then it was like the hardest part was trying to sell it.
Because
you go into these businesses trying to tell them like upgrading like your, back then the 70s tech infrastructure, because back then computers would take up a whole floor.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's like, how do you then tell these people like well, not the computer part, but we can run things faster with using like an Ethernet cable. And I'm like, yeah, it's crazy. Like, you come up with such a good idea, but now you got to try and sell people on it.
Yes.
And then people mostly be like, piss off. Like, I'm not spending that much money on that. And like, this works great. Why would I stop using it?
Yeah, I think that's another reason why resilience is so important. Because if you have like a multi-billion-dollar idea, people are going to hate on you for it. People are going to say it's not going to work, etc. So, yeah.
It happens. So it's just the human condition, I think.
Yeah, people don't like change generally.
Yeah, but I always find those like parts of history like really interesting. I mean, the other one I find fascinating is like the guy who I forgot the name of the doctor, I think, and it was back in like the 1800s, I think, or maybe 1700s. I can't remember his name, but he brought the concept of having hygiene when you do an operation. Like washing your hands wasn't a thing.
That's crazy to think about.
Because most diseases and a lot of things, when people get operated on or amputated or something, it's a dirty operating table, and people,
right, I guess
the idea of a person like hygiene is not a thing. So a lot of people like would be dying or getting more sick after they come to get an operation.
That's unfortunate. Yeah.
And then I forgot the guy's name who like brought the concept of like washing your hands and like sanitary environment, and people thought he was mad.
Oh, I see.
I think they put him in prison.
Wow. Okay.
But I can't remember I can't remember his name. But I'll see if I can find it.
Yeah, I want to look into this one as well. That's pretty interesting.
But again, it just shows you, like, again, humans are just like, what's that? I've never done that. Why would I do that?
Yeah.
But yeah, it goes the same with business or anything new, and yeah, just like I always try and think about those things when I try and do like my own projects, and think like even for entrepreneurs, it's important. They have resilience, discipline, consistency. Like you're gonna get punched down, smacked down, but.
And I think being open to change is more important than ever, since everything's changing so quick.
Oh man, yeah, you can't be like, I don't think like, especially like previous generations of being like, oh, don't need to worry about that. It's like,
not anymore.
You're gonna have to.
You remember the first, back to the AI, the Will Smith spaghetti video?
Oh yeah.
That was not that long ago,
No,
compared
like
to
2 years ago.
Yeah, and back then I was like, this is horrible.
Yeah, the AI slop.
Yeah, and then now it's like pretty much perfect, and it just happened so quickly.
Well, everyone's just trying to like. If you can build and like you can develop these AI apps to just such a level where you can have it, like basically you can bro, we'll be writing our own TV shows.
Yeah, actually.
What kind of TV show do I watch? Oh, I like watching like Star Wars and Dragon Ball Z and blah blah blah, and then I want to make a TV show that does all this stuff and has a story about, I don't know. And then I want it starring like Leonardo DiCaprio, and then it will do it all.
I've actually seen some like fake AI trailers. They look pretty good.
Yeah, I've seen some as well. But it's I think I saw like actually a Dragon Ball Z one. I was like, whoa. But like, yeah, that's where we're heading. I mean, I feel really sorry, especially for art, like people who do like anime drawing, or like who are in like the creative field for animation. It's just like, yeah, the AI stuff is just gonna, like, I mean, it's sad, but yeah.
But again, if you can save so much time and money, you do it. That's a sad thing. Like,
yeah, I guess it just depends if people appreciate the beauty of it, right? Like, have you watched like the Ghibli movies?
Yes, I was literally about to bring that up, because that guy hates AI.
Of course, he hates it. But he had scenes, I think, where like I can't remember which movie it was. But one of the scenes, it took like a couple of, like, I think 100 different artists to make it.
Yeah.
And it took like a year.
Yes, yeah.
To like properly get the scene like to what it is.
Yeah, I think it was in The Boy and the Heron. There was like there was like a scene where a bunch of people are just walking past each other. And it's like a, I don't know, 2-second clip, But yeah, it took so many artists, and like if you look at it like carefully, each person in this clip is doing something different, But I guess for AI, they just jumble it all together and just kind of make it bland. And it just depends if people appreciate all the finer details in animation.
But it's like the path of, like with humans, right? Like the path of least resistance is what most people want.
Yes. Yeah.
So, but I don't know. Is that going to cost us though? I feel like it will.
No, definitely. Yeah. Like if you keep taking shortcuts over and over and over and over again, eventually something will mess up.
Yeah, it is concerning. All right, one of the last ones I want to ask you is, what is there any industries you're seeing apart from AI? We spoke about a lot about. But apart from that, is there anything else you're seeing? Kind of like any like new businesses or kind of like new brands coming out that you think are going to do well in New Zealand?
Not really sure about new brands, but funny enough, I think in terms of business, I think actually some of the classical businesses where it's face-to-face is actually kind of coming back into
I agree.
popularity because you can't replace that with AI, right? Like things like, I don't know, maybe like consultants or, I don't know, just things that you have a human connection to. Because no matter what, AI is not going to be able to replace that human connection. And like, for example, like an AI is never going to be able to, I don't know, probably an electrician is another one as well. Like you come to someone's house, you talk to them and you do the physical labor. AI can't do that. So actually, I think a lot of these older classic jobs are actually slowly picking up, which is interesting.
Yeah, like I remember, I think it was actually a Gary Vee video I watched as well, about like events now. A lot of places have you lock your phone in like those like security boxes outside of like a concert venue or whatever it may be. So you're like forced to interact in more places. I think people are very open to that.
Yes. Yeah,
so that's really interesting.
I've had someone go on like a camp and it was like a no phones camp and they came back saying it was like the best experience they ever had talking to people, like, you know. And
it's kind of sad, when you think about it.
It is, but like,
kind of sad.
I probably need that, to be fair. Like if I'm away from my phone for like even, I don't know, half a day, I start freaking out about like missed messages or calls or something I didn't catch on to. And I think, if we can go back to just interactions, completely different. And I've had some bad days, obviously, in business, and I'm like, oh, like everything's shit. Like, oh, I hate this, I hate that. And I even go to a cafe, just order a coffee and have like a, I don't know, 1 minute conversation with a person working. Feel way better.
Yeah,
like, it's actually insane how important human connection is, but we're losing it day by day.
Yeah, for sure. I think talking about human connection as well. I was, what's that? Scott Galloway. You know Scott Galloway? He's like American.
Name sounds familiar.
I think he's a business and like a speaker, but he was talking about how like one of the things that's really unfortunate for young people right now is like the remote working. So like it's you know pros and cons obviously. Like I do remote work and you probably do as well, and we're in digital, so it's easier. But the problem is like going to the office isn't fun, and I agree. However, the problem is if you're younger, having like a work environment where you talk to people and interact, and then like having the after work drinks and things like, and those sort of workplace culture events are kind of gone. And as much as I was never like a huge fan of them, but I look back and I'm like, man, you know what? They actually were quite good at times.
Yes.
And that's something I feel like is unfortunate in ways of people not wanting to, you know, I think that's why I think the hybrid working model of like you say like office work, I think it's the best one.
I agree. Yeah.
Because just fully remote work, I don't think it's healthy.
No. Like it sounds like a dream when you hear about it. I know
it sounds like it sounds great on paper, but locked in a room on your own all day, all the time.
Yes, like even with our studio, like a lot of the artists that come to us, they have like microphones at home. Like they can record at home. They've got everything at home, but they just like working with someone.
Yeah.
And it also helps with creativity, I think, when you can bounce ideas off each other, get validation, be like, yeah, that's cool, you know? Whereas if you're just by yourself with your thoughts, it can get a bit destructive at times.
Yeah, and I feel like you're not as it's harder to improve on your work because you're not having someone next to you being like, oh, hey, like, what did you think of this thing? Or like, oh, did I do this wrong? Or I'm writing this email, or I'm trying to do this task. Those little moments in the workplace you don't get when you work remotely. So, and then obviously, like, you know, the basic, like after work, have a beer or go get a meal or something, like those little things are missed. Not to say that, you know, everyone loves their co-workers or has to, but it's just that that environment, I think, is important.
No, 100%, because you can also just talk to them about things outside of work as well, right? But I guess it's in a work setting, so it feels natural, if that makes sense. And also, again, like pretty much what you say, getting another perspective on certain things in life is pretty important.
Yeah, and that's kind of the downfall I find. I think especially like with like people coming out of school and then going into university and then into the workforce. Like, oh, we all like it's a work from home. It's like, okay.
Yeah.
It's like, who do I work with? Like,
yeah, like some people have never met their coworkers. That's crazy to think about.
Yeah, it is crazy, but that's the world we live in.
Yeah,
a lot of the time.
And unfortunately, we're probably shifting more towards it rather than away from it. But
because then, what are city centers going to become? In some ways, if you've got like no office spaces or workplaces, then it like what's it going to change into?
Yeah, that's true. Like I know a lot of banks started disappearing because like what's the point of having a physical bank when you can do it all online, right? But it's pretty funny because a lot of the malls still have the bank, what do you call it? Like it's still there, up for lease.
Yeah.
But no one's taken over the spot. Like it's just empty spots.
Yeah, yeah. And I just wonder, like even like even like with like nightclubs and that business has suffered hugely.
Yeah.
Like people going out and like, you know, I mean, it's funny, people complain about like, oh, some younger generation don't go out and like drink and do all this, and like, it's probably better for your health, to be honest.
It is.
It's not a bad thing, but again, it's about people being together.
Exactly.
That's what it's about. That's what it's about. And like, yeah, I think that's where my concern, I think, is.
Have you traveled quite a bit?
Yep.
Oh, okay. Have you been to like Thailand or some, I don't know, any Asian?
I've been to Taiwan, I've been to Hong Kong, and I've been to Bali in Indonesia.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Bali's perfect because their nightlife and their social like gathering is just completely insane, right? Like it's always just so packed, and you'll never have a dead day, which is insane to think about. Yeah.
Yeah. Have you been back to Japan?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
I've been multiple times, pretty much each year. I'm going back soon as well.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So you fluent in Japanese as well?
Almost. Like I wouldn't know the modern day slang.
Yeah.
But I can have a conversation.
Yeah. Oh, nice, man. Nice. So yeah, when you go back to Japan and that, well, like when you look at like business and that, do you feel inspired when you go to Japan? Because it's just so hectic. It's like Tokyo. I mean, that's what I think of.
Yeah,
it's just
yeah.
like hustle bustle. Like, you know, it's kind of like New York but bigger.
Yeah, like it's really weird because like whenever I go overseas, I get so inspired to start, you know, a new business here or whatever. But I just know it's not going to work the same. So it's a little bit, you got to.
That's true.
You have to find something that I guess people here would be interested in, but it's very difficult. And also, I feel like a lot of overseas, like especially Asian countries, they're very open to change. Like they like trying new foods, new trends.
They do.
Yeah,
I know, you're 100% right. Like I found that when I went to Taiwan and that, and I found that people are really open, especially even the older generation, which is something I'm not used to. My parents are like, oh, what's that new thing? Like I don't give a shit about that. But then it's like, oh, like people are more interested in trying out new tech or like new technology.
Yeah.
It's more interesting. It's they're more open and excited to at least take a look at it. Yeah. And I feel like, that's just something in the West. There's just not as much like keenness for that at times, which is unfortunate.
And I would like to know the reason why. I don't have the answer for it, but like even if a new shop's open, on day one it might be packed, but then after that it just goes back to being.
I think people are just real skeptical.
I guess, but
I think if it's like there's this saying where it's kind of like how would I say? It's like. I don't know like a better word, like better saying, but I can't even think of like, if it ain't broke, like don't fix it.
Right.
Which basically means a lot of things. I said a lot in trade, but I think it applies a lot to like Australia, New Zealand, maybe like English mentality of like, like if it's always worked, like why change it?
I guess, yeah, but for me, it's not working.
Yeah, right?
It's getting more boring, mundane. Like,
yeah, but that's what I think that's a lot of people thinking. Yeah. People think of it like that. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah.
Which isn't great.
No.
Like people like to say like, you know, the old trusty, reliable like method or the way of doing things, and it's like, yeah, like. But also New Zealand in particular, we're just a lot slower to advance with the rest of the world.
That's true.
Because we're also isolated, we're far away, it's a slow country, small population. It's harder to adjust with like, you know, a lot of countries in the northern part of the world. Yeah. Especially a place like Japan, like man. And a lot of Asian countries. Japan is at the forefront of technology.
Yeah, but like it's crazy. Well, I guess Australia's so much bigger, but even Australia is so much more advanced than us. Like,
yeah, it is.
Especially when it comes to transport.
And people call Australia slow.
Yeah, that's true. What about us? Eh?
I know, and it's like, dude, come New Zealand. It's like we're like snails.
Yeah, but I guess also like on a positive note, I think New Zealand does have a lot of benefits as well. Like,
of course.
Yeah, like we're such a safe country that it's boring in a sense, but it's, you know, like if you want to raise a family, it's probably better for it to be safer. Like a lot of these other countries, like a lot more dangerous, but I guess that's what kind of makes it exciting. Things are open late. Like when I went to Thailand last time, they've got a bar where anyone can just jump in the ring and fight. Like you just put your hand up and just start scrapping.
I've seen those.
And I was like, damn.
Did you put your hand up?
No, I should have though, because I was just like, what if I got injured for the rest of my trip? But it was one of my biggest regrets. I wish I did it.
Yeah. In Thailand it's crazy. Like a few of the fights have been on here, they fought in Thailand, and there's just a it's just so nuts. As soon as you rock up to the gym, they're like, "Oh, you fight tomorrow."
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
it's like,
you just get signed
I
up.
just started.
Yeah,
I just came here, and then they put you up with someone with like a crazy record. Oh, he's had 100 fights, but you'll be fine.
Yeah,
and then your coach is like betting against you, trying to make some money off your loss. It's just like, holy shit, bro.
See, I would love that here.
That's wild, man. It's kind of just like a bit of like the Wild West in some ways. I think there's just no rules.
That's what I like, but it would never happen here because we're a safe country, which is a good thing in most of the time. I think. But
you're also, but in Japan it's super safe as well. I mean, that's another level of safety.
Actually, fair enough.
That's another level. I mean, I've never been. I've just seen lots of videos and I've watched a lot of travel videos and stuff. But just like the rules are just so intense.
Yeah, but it's funny that people just follow it. Like
people, I think it's just like the way people are in those societies. It's kind of like I went to Germany as well. I went to Berlin, and that's like kind of like that. People just kind of like follow. They're so strict about certain rules, like waiting at the lights. Like it's like you get looked down upon for like jaywalking. I don't think you're fined, but it's like very disrespectful.
You get like the looks.
And in Japan, there's like train etiquette, from what I understand, like how you get on the subway, and then
staying on like a certain side of the escalator, like not talking loud in the subway, like very strict. And if you break it, like nothing's gonna happen, but you will get the looks.
It's like you get looked down upon in that, and I get it, but it's like they're very strict with some of those rules, and I understand. Like, it's a big country, there's a big population, so I guess there's that control, but every nation's a bit different. Because I was like America, like it's just crazy because some people it feels like no one follows the rules, but
that's true.
But they're also very strict in some things too, but not like Japan. Like Japan's processes are just like
very.
This is what you follow. You do not deter.
Very systemized. But I guess that's also another good thing about New Zealand. You can live your life, you can be free, and no one's gonna judge you.
No,
you can be barefoot walking into a store, and no one's gonna care.
Yeah, exactly. You can go to dressing gown to go to the supermarket late at night. No one cares.
Yeah, no one cares.
Yeah, which is a beautiful thing in some ways. Like it's a lot more relaxed. It just depends on what you want, I suppose. But I just think for younger people, it's just tough right now. And that's kind of, I think, what I've just been, when it comes to like this conversation about business, entrepreneurship, and obviously what you're trying to do, educate younger people around your age or younger or older about how they can make money in New Zealand, because it's just so tough.
Yeah.
And then we're just going to lose more potential skilled workers or people who are very smart, who can, and do a lot of great things in the country, but they've all buggered off because doesn't feel like there's any opportunity, and you feel like you're losing.
Yes. Yeah.
While you're here, which I even sometimes feel like myself sometimes being in New Zealand to a point. As much as I love New Zealand, like I do feel that.
Yeah.
And I feel like we're all feeling that to a large point, unless you're like, own Woolworths or something, then you're having a great time.
I mean, even still, Woolworths in Australia pays a lot more. So
New Zealand's just like a little blip on that, right?
Yeah. No, because it's pretty interesting. I've thought about going to Australia multiple times as well, but I hold a Japanese passport, not a New Zealand passport.
Oh, okay.
So for me, I can't. A Japanese passport doesn't allow dual citizenship.
No, because you have to give up your passport, right?
And I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
But I mean, life in Australia probably better. But again, the good thing is, like, if I can make it here, I'm pretty sure I can make it anywhere else.
100%.
You know what I mean?
That's a good mindset. I've been thinking about that too. 100%. I've been thinking about that as well. If you can make New Zealand work for for your business or whatever you're doing, you can jump ship and it will probably do really well.
Exactly. Like, I actually think New Zealand's a great place to start because, like you said, it's so easy to start open your business, right? And even before you open your business, you can just work as a sole trader. So you don't have to go through all the, the paperwork and all that. Work as a sole trader, get all the experience, and then when you feel like it, you can jump ship if that's what you want to do.
Yeah. Awesome, dude. I think that's kind of all I've got for us at the moment. Any final thoughts or?
No, I mean, that was great. You've asked great questions, and I hope that someone out there has been either inspired to try something or have learned something. That would be great.
Yeah, I love what you're doing, dude. Tell the people where they can find you.
I'll be on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. Just my name, Saman Yavari.
Nice. Awesome, dude. Wish you the best of all your businesses and all your endeavors.
No, thank you so much. Much appreciated.
Sweet.